Good morning and welcome to Newsfirst Prime Time Sunrise.
Hello there, very good morning and welcome to Newsfirst Prime Time Sunrise on the 24th of July 2014 with me, Shane Silva. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. Over 40 die in Taiwan plane crash. Severe water shortage reported in several districts after the year 2000. 264 kilograms of heroin caught by officials so far this year. And the 20th Commonwealth Games gets underway on a grand scale. A turboprop plane crashed on its second attempt at landing during a thunderstorm off an island of Taiwan yesterday, killing 47 people and setting buildings on fire. The plane, a 70-seater ATR-72, crashed near the runway on the island of Penghu with 54 passengers and 4 crew on board.
Relatives gathered at Kaohsiung International Airport late yesterday asking questions at TransAsia Airways counter and crying. According to an official at the Civil Aeronautics Administration, air traffic control reported that the inclement weather at the time of the crash did not exceed international regulations for landing. Relatives watched and cried as firemen sprayed water at the wreckage of TransAsia Airways GE222, which failed its second attempt at landing during a thunderstorm on Penghu Island yesterday. Of the 54 passengers and 4 crew on board, 47 died, while 11 survivors were taken to several hospitals. No one was killed or hurt in the buildings that were set on fire.
The Department of Irrigation says that several districts in the country are facing the most severe water shortage since the year 2000. We at Newsfirst contacted the Director of the Department of Irrigation and Water Management, Janaki Megastanna, to elaborate further on this situation.
Present situation of the 72 major resources are below 18% water storage. This is caused by the fail of the last monsoon pattern, especially dry zone. There was no enough rain from the second intermonsoon, northeast monsoon and the first intermonsoon. It will affect to Ampara district, Trincomalee district, Hambantota district and Monaragala district. Other districts also situation is not very much favor to the condition, but irrigation department try to protect that ongoing cultivation and water for drinking also. We are requesting to understand that situation and help us to bear this situation.
Meanwhile, the District Secretary of Polonnaru, Nimal Abesiri, notes that those residents of the district who are facing a shortage of drinking water are in need of water tanks. He notes that around 125,000 persons are affected by this situation.
The Customs and Police Departments have seized 264 kilograms of heroin so far this year. We now have the media spokesperson of the Sri Lanka Customs Department, Leslie Garmini, to elaborate further on this.
Good morning, Shane. You all know that we customs detected a significant case 2 days back that we detected a heroin case, 93.76 kilograms of heroin, which was concealed in a molding machine. And when compared with during the 2014, this year up to this 7 months, we have detected 5 cases of heroin. Almost all the cases have been come from Karachi, Pakistan, and out of 5 cases, the 2 have been brought by the passengers at the airport, detected, and 1 is came through the parcel. and 2 cases, including yesterday, this recent one, they brought through the containers. And if when we compare with the 2013, last year we have detected 8 cases, all narcotic cases. Out of 8 cases, there were 5 heroin cases. Total number of cases 8 last year, and the quantity of this year we have detected 131 kilos of heroin, and last year we have detected 294 kilograms of heroin, and we have taken several steps to combat this menace, and we have already set up a new cargo control unit in the customs department, and now we are going to control and stop the narcotic smuggling into Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Mr. Gamini. We also have online police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana to comment on the police department's role in the seizure of heroin. Good morning, sir.
The 133 kilograms of heroin is the 1st of January 2014 to date, and apart from that we have arrested almost 12,000 suspects in connection with heroin case. In addition to that, 12 key suspects also have been arrested, and we are continuously conducting operations in order to detect thugs, and apart from that it has been identified the 3 routes that
several fires were reported in the past week from a number of areas across the country. We spoke to the Assistant Director of the Disaster Management Centre, Pradeep Kodipili, earlier on this morning in this regard.
So there are lots of fires being recorded so far. For this year, compared to last year, there's increase of fire incidents so far. So last 3 or 4 days, more than 30 fires been recorded in Badulla, Polonnaruwa, Nuwara, as well as Monragal area. So even yesterday, there's a fire being recorded in Valava area. So lots of measures been taken, lots of money been allocated for the extinguish all those fires. Lots of people accommodated most of them services, and especially triforces and police and fire services and all wildlife agencies been totally cooperated with the disaster management center.
In other local news, the police have arrested 2 suspects in connection with an attempted robbery of a jewelry store located in Athanagala, Nitambua.
The police say that the 5 masked men had arrived at a jewelry store last evening. An employee who fled the jewelry store had informed the people nearby about the attempted robbery. The police constable who was patrolling the area had later nabbed 2 of the perpetrators with the assistance of the area residents. Investigations are currently underway to arrest the remaining members of the gang of robbers. The pistol has been recovered from the 2 arrested suspects. The police say the 2 suspects, who also sustained injuries, are currently receiving treatment at a nearby hospital.
Before moving on to our international news now, 41 Sri Lankan fishermen who were released by Indian authorities are due to arrive in the island today. The Ministry of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources stated that 8 vessels will be released as well. It was reported that each Sri Lankan fisherman was fined 25,000 rupees prior to their release. The ministry reported that a further 39 Sri Lankan fishermen were presently in the custody of Indian authorities. The Netherlands has received the first victims' bodies from the crashed Malaysian Airlines flight MH17 in a solemn ceremony at the Eindhoven airbase.
The The Netherlands is observing a national day of mourning for the 298 victims, most of whom were Dutch. 2 military planes, one Dutch and the other Australian, carrying the first 40 coffins landed at 801 Air Base last afternoon. They were met by members of the Dutch royal family, Prime Minister Michael Rutte, and hundreds of victims' relatives. Churches around the Netherlands rang their bells for 5 minutes before the planes landed, and flags of all the nations affected by the disaster have been flying at half-mast. There was also a minute's silence. The coffins were slowly loaded into a fleet of waiting hearses, which then moved off in motorcades. All the bodies are being taken to the Corporal van Old Euston Barracks, south of the city of Hilversum, for identification, a process that could take months. 2 more planes carrying victims are due to arrive in Erdogan today.
The Commonwealth Games is amongst the largest sporting events in the world, second only to the Olympics. The 2014 Commonwealth Games opening ceremony took place at the Celtic Park in Glasgow yesterday and got underway with much pomp and ceremony.
By the Queen as
Thousands of athletes from 71 nations and territories took part before a 40,000 strong crowd and a global TV audience of up to 1 billion people.
The tartan and the pipes and drums. God save our gracious Queen.
The Queen declared open the games by reading her own message from inside the Commonwealth baton.
It now gives me the greatest pleasure to declare the 20th Commonwealth Games open.
Adventurer Mark Beaumont landed on the city's River Clyde on a seaplane carrying the baton to Celtic Park, having tracked its progress across the Commonwealth on a 288-day journey spanning almost 120,000 miles. Inside the stadium, the baton was transferred between a group of volunteers who have helped children around Scotland find their potential through sport. The traditional parade around the stadium followed a live show featuring about 2,000 cast members. Events inside the stadium are being shown to the assembled guests and crowd on Europe's largest LED screen. The giant display, which stands across the whole of the stadium's south stand, is almost 100 meters long, 11 meters high and weighs 38 tons.
Have just the one athlete here.
Other adaptations to the venue include a specially created stage floor covering the entire pitch and a multicolored walkway specifically designed for the athletes' parade. 4,500 athletes from 71 countries will take part in the 20th Commonwealth Game. Around 100 athletes representing Sri Lanka will contest in 13 events.
They actually competed under the name Ceylon in 1968 before they became Sri Lanka.
The routine welcomed visitors from across the Commonwealth to Glasgow and included larger-than-life representations of famous Scots inventions, landmarks, cultural heroes and Scottish history. The Champion Network, MTV and NBC is ready to bring you all the action, the ups and downs and the triumphs from the Commonwealth Games over the next few days. Stay with us.
Well, there you go. That's a look at this edition of Newsfirst Prime Time Sunrise. It was a pleasure having you with us and hope you have a great day ahead.
Hotline 0114 896 896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.